Mr. President, today I want to jog your memory on an issue that's very sensitive: public debt and financing. I recall the day you promised Kenyans that if elected, borrowing money would not be an option in your regime. You said that you would focus on growing Kenya's revenue by empowering Kenyans to produce more goods and services. This way, you implied, would make the nation self-sustaining.
Wale majamaa wa kuzimia ati wanataka kuendelea ati kukopa pesa, ati wanataka kuendelea na capital intensive projects ambayo inafaidi watu wachache. Tunataka tuwaambie hii serikali ya mahasla, tutabadilisha hiyo maneno. Tutawachana na kukopa pesa, tutatafuta investment. Tutawachana na capital intensive programs, tutatafuta labor intensive program.
Kwa hivyo yeye akiingia, madeni itapanda, bei ya mafuta itapanda, bei ya unga itapanda, bei ya school fees itapanda, bei ya healthcare itapanda. Yeye anasema lazima aendelee vile rais anayestaafu anafanya.
6 months down the line, Mr. President, or should we call you Mr. 6 months, you have borrowed billions and billions of shillings. The worst part is that there is conflicting information about the actual amount of money you have borrowed. It is reported in mainstream media that you have borrowed 137 billion shillings. However, the chairman of your Council of Economic Advisors, Mr. David Ndii, told us that your regime borrows 25 billion shillings every Thursday. In any case, it is projected that you will borrow not less than 3.6 trillion by the end of your first term. Mr. President, Kenyans are shocked that you have developed an appetite for loan borrowing despite your assurance that you will not borrow any money at all. In fact, your deputy, Mr. Rigathi Gachagua, has recently revealed that the country now has a clean bill of health to engage international lenders. This implies a plan by your regime to borrow more money.
But I want to give you hope. Before we came in, we had been blacklisted by international lenders. We have now been given thumbs up. We can now engage the international lenders if we want any credit.
In fact, I know that Rigathi was not speaking out of turn because you have taken a proposal to Parliament to change the debt ceiling from 10 trillion shillings and set it at 55% of the GDP. This is going to be a challenge because our debt to GDP ratio is at 70%. We are at a high risk of default. Mr. President, yours is the most uncaring and insensitive regime that this nation has ever seen. You continue to impose on Kenyans with a tax burden that is unbearable and unforgiving, yet you plan to borrow more money. Mr. President, my submission to you is as follows. Kenyans need to know exactly how much you have borrowed in the past 6 months and where that money has gone to. If you have decided to borrow, despite telling us that you won't borrow even a shilling more, then it is only fair that you abandon your insensitive tax regime. Kenyans are choking. You cannot raid hardworking Kenyans' pockets and still trot around the globe begging for money which we do not know where it's going. Mr. President, please decide whether you want to work for Kenyans or you want Kenyans to work for you.